So welcome back all to Learning Partner. In this video, we are going to implement the lazy loading project. So this video is a quick and a short video just to focus on how do we implement the lazy loading project. I'm not going to go into the detail like why do we need the lazy loading and everything. I will create a separate video where I will be explaining like what is the purpose of lazy loading, what benefits you get and everything. But this video is mainly focused on how do we implement the lazy loading project. Now, coming back to the project setup, this is the full Git repository I have cloned already. So here I'm going to create a lazy loading project. So opening the CMD. Now this is with Angular 17, but in Angular 17, all the components are standalone. So I'm not going to create I'm going to create a 17 project, but with the app module. So let's create ng new, and the same structure whatever I'm explaining, this will be applicable to the previous version also. Same coding will be for the previous version also. So ng new, let's get the folder structure name only. So this is going to be my project name, and we have to make it a standalone false because we need the project with the app module. Right. So with this command, even if you have the Angular 17 project, now still you can get the app module and everything, the previous version. Let's enter. So it will ask like, do you need a CSS or CSS, right? It will ask you, right, do you need a server-side rendering? So we are not focusing on that. So let's enter N and press enter. So this, it has created the basic project. Let's go over here. Let's remove this from here and let's put it over here so that in our parent folder, we will have our project. So here you can see in the SRC folder, in app folder, you can see app module is there, just like we used to get in the previous version, even if with the Angular 17. Now we need the node module. So what I normally do is I have a copy of my, what do we say, node module already installed in a separate folder. So that I will use it over here with the shortcut so that in every project, I don't need what do we say, the copy of node module, otherwise I will get my system hang, right? So I have just opened my terminal with the administration, right? Then cd youtube, cd Angular 17 I have to go, cd lazy loading project I have to go, and inside that I need to run one command. So let's get that command. So here you can see mk link. This is just a link to create a shortcut. And in Angular 17 project, node module folder is there. So I'm just pasting it. It will create a symbolic link for the shortcut. So if you go over here, you can see a shortcut link is created. Right. Now let's open this project in the VS Code. Right click, new window, and we have to provide the path we have copied. Open folder. Let's paste the path. Select folder. So we have created a folder. Let's close everything. Why it at open? Right. Now, let me just close everything. So if you see, we have got the normal project, including app module. But if we see the package.json, you will see it is with Angular 17. But just because we have said standalone false, we have got the old project. Now let's get started. Let me just first run the application. ngs. So to run the project, we have the same command, ngs. Now, when it comes to lazy loading, why do we need the lazy loading? So that consider your application is very big and you have around 200 components and 300 components and so on. So keeping that all code without lazy loading, the whole application code will be, because once you build the application, you will get one app.js and whole your component service, components, models, whatever you create will be in that app.js. So your application will get heavy. So to divide that, we create our feature like modules. In Angular term, we call it as a feature modules. Let's say you have a school application or an e-commerce application. So let's say we discuss about e-commerce application. So we have product, customer, cart, orders. So like that, we divide our application into feature modules. So let's consider that scenario only. So in app folder, I'm creating one more folder for my modules. Or let's say pages over here. Now in pages, I'm going to create my module. So right click on the pages, open in integrated terminal. This will be fast, but just try to match up the speed. Right now in this pages folder, I'm going to create my feature modules. So let's say ng generate. First, I have to create the module. So first ng generate module, either full name you can also give. Then module name will be, let's say, products. And I need a routing file for that my module also. So hyphen routing. Let's press enter. So once you fire this command, you will get a product module and along with the routing file. Let's try to explore. So here you can see module is also there and routing file is also there. Just like that, we need customer module, customer feature module. So instead of customer, after customer, we will be creating products is done. Then we will need cart and one more order module we will be creating. So we will have 4 feature modules. Right. So now what we have done is like we have created 4 feature module in the pages folder. So these are nothing but my feature modules. Now one more module I will create, but in app folder again, I will create a shared folder. Let's say some of the components which are reusable components, those are going to be needed over multiple feature modules. So that you can keep in a shared module. So here I'm creating a module, but it won't have a routing. So ng generate module shared. I'm creating a shared module, but without routing file, because the only reusable components I'm going to store it here over here, because for reusable component, you don't need the routing file. So all the reusable components will go over in the shared module. Now, coming back to the, let's say, customer. So we have created a customer module. Now, before that, as we have created for our feature module, so let's create the routing. So once we create the project, we have got app routing module.ts, right? So here we need to create the routes of my feature module first. So let's say path. Let's say first we will go with the folder name structure. So first is the cart. So let's add cart over here. Then comes the lazy loading syntax. Like how do we load a particular module? So here load children we have to use colon arrow function syntax. Then we have to import. Now in import, we have to add dot slash and we have to go to the particular folder where our modules are cart slash. What do we need? Cart module dot then once we get the particular file, again arrow syntax. What do we need? Car module. So just like this, we need to create all the module. Let's try to create one more time for the customer now. So path will be customer. Then load children. Again, arrow syntax, import. Now we need to import the specific module dot slash pages slash customer module. Once it get that particular file, the dot then m dot customer module. So like this, you need to create all the module routes. So I will just copy paste now. After customer, it will be order. It will be order slash order module. And here will be order. Just like that. Products. Let's remove this. Products slash product module. And here also product module. Right. So we have created routes for the parent module. So this is your syntax. Whenever any interviewer asks you like, what is the syntax of the lazy loading? I am also very confused. Like, what do you need? What and what is the syntax of lazy loading? Na? So in app routing only we load the module like this. So this you can explain, or if you know, you can also explain me. That will improve my knowledge. So This is how we have created the parent route for my specific feature module. Now let's go to cart module and let's create component over here. Now we are creating the individual component in each feature module. So currently we are creating component in the cart module. So ng generate component. In cart, let's say cart list. Sorry, cart list. Let's say we have a component in the cart module that is nothing but cart list, where we are going to show all the products which are added to the cart. So here you can see it has created 4 files and it has updated cart module. Since this command we have run in that particular module, so it has added that recently created component into cart module. Here you can see. After that cart module, let's create component in the customer module. Ng generate component, let's say new customer or view customer. Just like that, we will create customer list also. Two components we have created, view customer and the customer list in the customer module. After that, let's create a component in the order. That will be just order list. Let's enter. Right. After that, in the products also we will create. In product, let's create two component. Ng generate component new product. And one more product list. Now you can see in all the feature module, we have created some of the components. In cart also we have one component, in customer we have two, in order again one component, and in product we have created two components. Now in each feature module, we have the routing file also. So there we need to create routes of the component that particular feature module has. So here path, let's say we just have one component, so I will keep it as an empty. That will serve as a default component, and component will be cart list. This done with the cart. Let's open customer. In customer we have two module. So here let's say first is path, and first let's say in customer module we need to set one as a default. So we will keep it as an empty, and component we will render as customer list. Then again, we need to have a route with the customer list also. So list, common, component, again same component. So that the above one is the default route, right? This is with the specific, if I need to navigate, right? I need the URL. So for that. And second, path, view, and here component, view, customer. Just like that, we have to keep creating routes in each feature module. Let's create over here also. So whatever the component you have created in your feature module, that routes should be created in that feature routing file only. But we have just only one route, but let's add a name, order hyphen list. Component, order list component. This is also done. Now coming back to the last, that is product list, path, new product, component, new product component, path, then what will be product list, hyphen list, component we have to open, that is product list component. So we have created routes of the particular component. Now, sorry, what happened? Let me just share it again. Now, so we have created routes of each feature module. Now, if we have already run the application on the localhost 4200. So let's try to access that localhost 4200. So if you see, currently we are getting that default page. It is coming from our app component. So let's remove everything. Let's add router outlet over here. But now if you see, we are not getting anything. But if you see in the inspect also, we won't get any error also. That's because we haven't said like which is going to be my default route. We haven't specified like in the app routing module.ts, we have specified the feature modules. So here I will create a default route. So the path will be empty, redirect to where I should redirect, then path my strategy that will be with value full. Now, if I don't have anything in the URL where I should redirect. So now out of this feature module, where do you need? Like in our actual project, we create auth module also. And in that auth module, we have login registration and there. So there, if we don't have in the URL, we navigate to the login page, but we haven't created, but just consider wherever we have to redirect. So in the customer, you can see we have created a default route. So let's try to navigate. If we don't have anything in the URL, we will try to navigate to the customer feature module. So let's go over here and we have to navigate to the customer. So in redirect to, you need to provide the path of the customer feature module. Let's try to save now. Let it road. So now if you can see, even if we don't have anything in the URL, it is redirecting to the customer feature module. But in customer feature module, the component it is rendering is customer list. Why customer list? Let's go over there. So here you can see in the customer routing, we have created an empty route. So if we haven't provided anything over here, so by default, this component is going to render. But now if I change after customer, I have to provide the list. Sorry, instead of list, we will try view page. Now it will render my view component. See, view customer component is rendered. So this is your routing, your feature module route, then your actual route from that feature route. So this is how you, what do we say, navigate from one feature route, one feature module to another feature module, right? Whenever if you are in that same feature module, then you can just pass the actual route name. But if you are navigating from one module to another module, then you need to pass the actual route feature module route also and the actual component which you want to visit. Like this, you need to create. So this is your lazy loading basic folder structure, how you create the routes. And we have created the shared module, right? So let's create a component over here. I will just quickly explain like what is the purpose of shared module. So ng generate card component. I'm creating a reusable component in the shared module. Now, let's say I have to use this card component in my, let's say customer component. In customer list, I have to use the card component. So let's get this selector. This is my selector of my card component. And this I have to use in my customer list. So let's try to use it and what error we get. So here only we will get like app card is not a known element. It won't understand what is the app card because my card component is in my shared component. Now, if I have to use any component from my shared module, then I have to import. First, I have to export this also from my shared module. Export. And from export, I have to export this card component. So I will export it from here. Then the shared module, I have to import in my customer module. So here I have to import this. I need the import also. Now, if you go over here and check, the error is gone. So let's save and check if it is rendering that card component or not. List. So here you can say card component is getting loaded. This is coming from shared module, right? So this is how you should create your lazy loaded application. This is just to give a start, not in a detail with the project structure and everything, but a basic idea how your lazy loading project should be look like. So this is what your parent routing will be there. And then in each of the feature module, you have again separate routing. This was a shared module where we have created one component. And if we have to use this component in another module, first I have to export it in my shared module. Then where in which feature module I have to use it, there I have to import this module. Then only I can use the component directives or pipes, whatever I create in the shared module in that particular feature module. So that's it with the current video. I hope this is useful to you. Please do like and subscribe.